Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a tarot oracle reading, and this is for the full moon on July 29th. We can usually feel this energy for 3 days before and after. You, Gemini, are the star of this astrological insight. So we do have the Hierophant for the underlying energy for the full moon. Now the full moon in this on July 29th is in the sign of Aquarius, and across the wheel from Aquarius is directly opposite is Leo. So the sun is in Leo and the moon is in Aquarius. When there is a full moon and the sun is opposing the energy, it causes some sort of conflict quite often between the two energies. Aquarius and Leo are quite similar in the fact that they both feel like individuality is important to them. But the Leo energy is more wanting to have be the leader and less considerate maybe of the team players. It's more about wanting to lead and be the leader and be in that energy. Whereas Aquarius, as much as they love to be individual, do have a little bit more value for working with the team. So it's just a matter of differences in the way they are made up. And the Hierophant is here though. So the Hierophant is saying that on this full moon, there's going to be some sort of justice coming in from the spiritual realm down to the physical. Justice always comes in from the spiritual realm where judgment is made, and then it comes down into the physical. This can also be talking about on a spiritual level. So if you're a religious person, this would represent the traditional structures of your church or your religion. So it could be like the gurus, the rabbis, cardinals, bishops, popes, that type of thing. If you're more on the spiritual side and you like to connect with Source directly without the intermediary, this would be through meditation and prayer. And both of them would then come down into the physical, into the traditional court systems that are around the world that make up our law and order throughout the world and those systems. So let's see what is going on with this energy. We'll start with the Leo energy from the sun because that is sort of what's causing the conflict with the moon. Although the Leo energy is ruled by the sun and the sun does shed light on the situation, we want to see what is Leo have to say about this being the leader rather than one of the pack, basically. And Aquarius is saying, well, no, I think that we should, that the people, everybody on the team is important, not just the leader. And so we need everyone's opinion. And so let's see here. We do have the Knight of Cups coming in. And the Knight of Cups energy is talking about, he's one of 4 knights in the minor arcana. This is the one we hear all about in the romance novels and in movies, the knight in shining armor, saving the damsel in distress. He's offering a cup of love. Now, the cup in tarot, the cups do represent love, and quite often it is romantic love, but it can be love of anyone or anything, even something you love to do or be as well, if you're not looking for romantic love. If you are already in a relationship, it could say that there is a resurgence of love in your relationship. And it can even be that you're learning to love yourself. We have justice. So definitely there is some justice wanting to come in. It could be about to do with love, I guess. We do have justice. She's sitting on her throne. And she's got her right foot forward. So as soon, like, she is the one who's in charge of making sure that the Hierophant gets his justice done on the traditional level. So this veil behind her represents the thin veil between the physical and the spiritual world. She does have her right the sword in her right hand. The sword of justice is a double-edged sword, meaning that if you're on the right side of justice, on the spiritual and physical level, that it will be a blessing for you coming in. And if you're on the wrong side of the blade, it's going to be, well, you've been caught and you're going to have to pay the consequences of your actions. Now, she does have her right foot forward, so she's ready to go as soon as she gets the word from the Most High. And then this will be delegated to the Hierophant as well. Now, this can also be talking about karma and redemption from karma. We can have direct karma where it's directly our actions cause someone else. We do something and directly it causes someone to have struggle, suffering, and even often can lead to their demise. That would be, or we can even have, should be taking action and not taking it, especially if we're in a position where, that's we have the authority to do so. So this would cause karma directly. If it's indirect, it can be through associations that you have with other people. First and foremost, through your ancestors, and also it can be your descendants as well. It can also represent associations that you have with extended family members, friends, co-workers, peers, the people that you associate with in life. And again, it's your actions and inactions that can cause that karma. And then we all can fall into karmic spaces, which is really common because we're human. We're going to make mistakes. And if, the energy is saying that, there's 11 karmic spaces that you can fall into that are really, really challenging not to at times, being human and all. So let's see what else is going on here. We do have... Interesting. It seems to be there's some sort of justice for a foundation. I mean, this card here is talking about a new foundation or a new, beginning point, basically, for ultimate fulfillment. And it's talking about this energy of, basically, it would be like you have the down payment for your castle, but you still have to make the mortgage payments. The question has been popped. The answer is yes, and there's a wedding about to happen, and that planning for that is going ahead. And then you're also going to have to put, after the wedding, you're going to need to put your energy into the relationship to keep it to be as fulfilling as the promise here. Now, what's interesting here is we do have a cup of love being offered, and it's some sort of justice. So this could be, something that's happening now. You might have a cup of love for someone, or someone might have a cup of love for you, be offering this to you. And it's some sort of justice for something that has happened in the past, or there needs to be justice around this. I'm not sure which as of yet. This is the Leo energy conflicting with the energy of the Aquarius energy. So that in this, it would be sort of a thing where it would be maybe most beneficial for you to get in this relationship, but maybe not for the rest of your family or your children or something like that. Maybe you would have to move to another location and start a new foundation somewhere else, which you don't mind, but maybe you have children like in high school even, that, that's a rough time to pull children out of school and expect them to do well in another setting, to take them away from their friends at that age. Could be something to do with that. Let's see what the Aquarius side is saying. We do have a moon here. Now this is talking about the eclipse season, I feel. I just want to double check that you can see this all the way down. I'm going to move this up a little bit more here. This is a new reading. This is the third one I'm doing now in this way. I just thought it would be good to get more, we can feel the energy of the full moon for 3 days before and 3 days after. Of course, the effects of it last, like what we do with that energy is going to last longer than that, and it can, have quite an emotional impact on us. The full moon is famous for, people go a little on their wild side, and that's represented here. We have the moon energy, and we do have this lobster's in the emotional waters, but he wants to stay on his destined path, and he wants to stay in between these two pillars. He's in a hurry, and it takes him a long time. He's a lobster, so when he's on land, it takes a long time to travel, and he doesn't want to have to go around. He wants to be able to go straight through. But there's this dog and wolf, and they're both howling at the moon, and so he's waiting until they get tired and they fall asleep, or get so wrapped up in it that he can just sneak by them and stay on his path. Now, the energy here is also talking, I feel, about the past eclipse season that we had. That was on February 17th, and then we had another eclipse on March 3rd. And that energy is coming kind of like the eclipse energy comes, it takes about 6 months. It's like potpourri percolating on the back burner. We don't really notice it that much, but it's there. And after about 6 months, if you look back to that time, so that's around mid-February to the beginning of March, you may notice, just take note of what you have accomplished up to that point, what kind of changes have happened. That could give you a big clue as to, you might be shocked at how much you've actually managed to achieve. You might think you didn't achieve very much, but if you go back to that time and you realize, wait a minute, I got this done and this done and this done. If you've been following me for a while, I suggested that people write down 10 points of things that they would like to accomplish. They could be even small things, like cleaning out a closet, but it's the energy, did you get it done or not? And, just put it away, don't look at it again. But it's time to pull it out now, because we're starting a new eclipse season with the new moon coming up in August. And so that will be around mid-August. And so this eclipse season is winding up to a close. This energy for that eclipse energy was kind of the difference between your domestic side and your wild side. So this can be talking about having a strong balance between how you are in your personal life, your personal goals, your home life, and as opposed to when you're out in public. Are you like a wild child that's out there, and party animal or whatever, and maybe you need more balance between the two. It's better to have balance here than to have extremes. And so it is talking about some sort of energy being balanced so that you can move forward in a balanced way. And then we have the Queen here. She has shown up, this Queen of Swords has shown up, I think it was in the Aries reading. And so this is talking about, the Queen has been there, done that. She has the t-shirt. She put up with a bunch of bullshit, and she's tired of it. And she's like, she does have her left hand out, and so she's willing to receive. But she does have her sword up, and that's saying, off with your head. If you should come into me with more bullshit, I'm not in the mood. This one little bird in the background here can sometimes represent that she is very independent and is possibly, out of all the queens and kings in the tarot, this could be someone that's divorced. So this could be a new love offer coming in, or this could be talking about some justice coming in regarding a relationship that you had in the past. The Queen of Swords represents learning the art of discernment. Her head is now above the clouds, and she knows what she will and will not put up with anymore. And she has that discernment. And so she has clarity of what she wants in her life now. And this could represent maybe there needs to be some justice in a divorce. Quite often, this can represent, out of all the queens, she's most likely to be divorced. And so this energy could be talking about maybe an unfair settlement or something to do with that. Let's see, we have juggling. So this is talking about, the pentacle energy is talking about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And it's talking kind of like about the same kind of energy here. This can be like juggling two lifestyles. Like one is your public image and one is your home image, and they're very different. Or, you know, appearing to be happily married in public, but then fighting like cat and dog, you know, at home, that type of energy. This can also be talking about a lot of multitasking, being very busy. You notice the smaller wave with the little ship, and then it gets bigger and it gains momentum and gains momentum. This can be talking about being so busy that you start being busy just to be busy, and then the work can suffer, and you end up having to do things a second time because you have more quantity than quality work. And so the main thing, though, that this is saying also is, you know, juggle your options, but never juggle your morals. And it could be that there was some juggling of morals when in the division of assets. If there was a divorce here, there could be some sort of energy around that. So the Gemini energy is the thing that being in Gemini, would have a huge effect on you, is that Uranus moved into Gemini about 2 months ago, and Uranus has not been in the sign of Gemini since 1941 to 1949, and that was when World War II was happening in the aftermath. And so we're still finding out truths about that. But the bottom line is that Uranus in Gemini is wanting the truth to come out, and we'll see a lot of this justice cards coming out, and I feel it does have something here to do with that energy. And with you, with the twin energy, you know, because this is about twin energy, it could be like an imbalance between two people, and it could be within the mind and the heart, is what I'm picking up here. So, but the truth is coming out in the sign of Gemini, and because of Uranus being there. And the thing is, Uranus is going to be in Gemini for the next 7.5 to 8 years from the time I'm doing this. So we're talking 2033. And so every day, you know, a truth a day keeps the devil at bay. And Uranus is a real pain in the butt for people who don't want the truth to come out, because it is going to. We can look from here, this juggling of Pentacles energy and the Hierophant saying this will be a blessing for you. The blessing could be a new love coming in where you have a marriage, and that's part of your justice of having someone in your life that you can really count on. And it also, this moon could be bringing in an energy of justice towards a blessing, towards that marriage, you know, as something coming out about that. So there could be some hidden aspects if you are, you know, if you've left one relationship and you're getting into another, it could be talking about how this one is justice for this one going wrong. Perhaps someone was juggling morals in this relationship, and possibly even money, by the looks of things here. We're going to look into it some more. Let's see what we can find out. I just want to go through the moon energy here. So this is talking about, this full moon is talking about, it can be very challenging to belief systems that you hold. You might be questioning, like, should people even bother getting married? That's the energy I'm picking up. Is it worth it? Do you have faith in it anymore? We have... And if it's not about marriage, this could be about business. It could be about business partners. It could be about family, you know, that type of energy. It's just with this cup of love coming in from the knight in shining armor and this energy here. But you could be cut off from family members or that type of energy. You could be cut off from friends. Maybe something happened, you know, with a business partner. So just take it however it works for you in that way. This is talking about being mature, about different, you know, and being motivated with change coming in, like being like really accepting of the change. Gemini energy is really quick-witted, so quite often Gemini is quite comfortable with change. Sometimes you're accused of changing your mind too often, and sometimes almost being too people. But this is like because you're looking for improvement. And I feel like that's kind of what this is saying, is that this next relationship, if you move into it, is going to be a big improvement, whatever that's in marriage or business or whatever. And it can also bring up conflicts between your morals and your fears about what might happen, like fearing that you get back into the same old energy and that someone isn't who you thought they were. This is also wanting to find the higher meaning, like the spiritual meaning. What was this struggle all about? Why did this happen? What can I learn from it? And also, it can give you a lot of motivation, though, to move forward in your plans and decide, you know what, I'm not going to let this hold me back for the rest of my life. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to do it in a different way with the energy that I've learned. And this is also can bring up a lot of issues about power and control. You know, it's that wanting to be the leader and then being tired of being the leader, and wanting to be part of the team, but then wanting to lead the team and not be part of the team. And especially if you found out your team wasn't who you thought they were, that could be part of the reason here. If you're leaving the reading here, thank you so much for your time and energy. And I really appreciate your likes and comments, subscribes. It's helping me build my channel. I'm going to clarify with my oracle, and this is Tales from the Vector. We'll get the underlying energy. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. The numbers on the cards here represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com, if you want to check them out. I will put them in the order they appear here, and then you'll know which ones to look for. They say a picture paints 1,000 words, it may give you more clarity. So we have disruption here. What's fun for some is not fun for everyone. That is the truth, isn't it? So disruption is a tactic that people use to keep you kind of confused and on your toes, so that you're not really seeing a clear picture of what's going on. It's disrupting your progress. Like, you just start to make progress and then you feel you fall back. And so it could be someone might have ulterior motives for doing that, or it could just be that you're very emotional right now and back and forth in your emotions because of what's happening here in your life. We do have the need to be right. So yeah, and it's sitting right on this cup of love. Yeah, it really does pay to choose your people in your inner circle wisely, people that you allow in your inner circle because of that associated karma thing. The need to be right is a karmic space that we can fall into, though. So sometimes we don't need to be right, but we insist on being right because and that quite often can be like that Leo energy. Leos are natural born leaders, so they're naturally that way. But, think of teenage boys that are, rebellious, and when they don't feel confident, they tend to fill the holes with arrogance, or they can come off as being very arrogant. And so that energy can be talking about that kind of energy. So sometimes you need to be right and sometimes you don't. Sometimes you could be making mountains out of molehills, but sometimes you need to, sometimes people want you to make a molehill out of a mountain, and, you need to speak up. So we do have another karmic space of jealousy sitting right here on this justice coming in. So this could be about sibling rivalry. There could be something that's going on in your family. There could be some sort of energy where one of your siblings is jealous of you, or you're jealous of them. This is, it's kind of silly, though, because, it's normal when we're younger, but as we mature, it's kind of like we start to, get involved in our own, whatever we are doing in our own lives. And to be jealous of a sibling is not really, it's better to focus on your own goals. And then we have trauma coming in here. So yeah, maybe there's been some sort of energy like that that's caused trauma in your marriage, and it ended up causing you to leave your partner or them to leave you. This could, it could also represent that, if someone was juggling their morals in your relationship, a third-party involvement could have been with someone in your inner circle, even a sibling, which would really suck. Of course, that would cause a lot of drama for sure. And, the drama is either you fight for what's yours, but who wants to fight for someone that is with their sibling? Flight You could just run away from the whole situation, but eventually you're going to have to come back and deal with it. And or you could freeze. It could just cause you to go into like where you just don't move at all, and you can end up sitting there for a long time and lose a lot of your life that way, like where you're sort of stuck in this energy that is really holding you back in life. And you deserve to have a good life and a good love. And so this can be talking about hidden illusions and secrets coming out. This could be past, present, or future. So this could be, you might already have a divorce, and now this new love is justice for coming in, and it's the kind of love that you really want after being in a relationship where someone was juggling their morals, and there was maybe a lot of talk behind your back, that kind of hidden illusions and secrets coming out. That's the good thing about going back and looking back to February 17th to March 3rd. That's when you might realize, like, oh, okay, this is what this energy is about. Like, look at everything that happened, and all of a sudden the puzzle comes together. We do have the Three of Pentacles. Oh, whoops, that's not the right pack, but it's interesting. It wanted to come out. So when it comes out in my readings, we'll just put it there. This could be outside of this energy here. Some sort of energy coming in like this. It could have been like, this sometimes can represent secret society energy, people being jealous of you. And maybe you're not aware, but maybe your family or your spouse or someone is involved in this type of energy. And that's why it has ended up being difficult for you. You might be in an elevated position and just not, like, have not had anything to do with it. But in the background, that could be why they are juggling their morals. When I make a mistake in a reading, I always just take it as, well, it's meant to be seen. So I don't know where that came from or why, but it might mean something to you. We have denial. What I don't know won't hurt me. So this is talking about another tactic being used, and this tactic is sitting right on here. So there could be more than just a few people. This could be like an entire secret society energy. The thing about secret society energies, like your family might belong to that, or your spouse's family, and you're not even aware of it. And the secret society energy, there's so many of them. But the thing that you need to know is that the group energy is really more important than any individual. But if you're not even aware that you're in the group and what they're doing, how are you, this could be, you're not willing to juggle your morals to be in this group. Maybe you found out about some sort of energy about that. Isn't that interesting? Because this is basically what this full moon energy is about. Is it more important to be an individual, or is it more important to be in a group energy? I guess the answer would be, depends on which group. And you might be in denial about this, and now you have to acknowledge it for what it is, because it's coming out in the open. And then with this energy coming through, with in Uranus and Gemini, for sure, you're going to be feeling this energy for sure. Sagittarius is across the wheel from you, and they're feeling it for sure. So this is about abuse of power as well. So this whole energy of could be, this might even be representing the energy of someone that, like the third party energy that was involved in this group and went out of their way to ruin your relationship, get them to juggle morals. It seems to be about juggling lifestyle. Like, this is lifestyle, but it's also money for sure, right? We don't have a whole lot of money in this reading, but we don't know what's in the background here. So this could be someone that has power, abusing their power to get their hands, and juggling their morals to get their hands on something that you have that they want. Wow. So, this is not like, we don't know how much money is involved there, but usually if you follow the money, you'll find out what's been going on, or get an idea of why. And we have the Empress. Well, look at that, right? So this is talking, I feel like there's some Empress energy that's been abusing their power to take something from you. Like, so this would be someone who's an authority figure that is has been involved in some sort of energy regarding your situation, because I was asking who is juggling their morals, this Empress. Now, usually the Empress is someone that is in the upright, but if you ask the question, who's juggling morals, and then she shows up on here, it's pretty clear. It's someone who's abusing their power in some way to deny you of what is yours. So there could be some sort of energy that you're finding out. This could even go back into your childhood, like some hidden illusions or secrets that you don't know about. I mean, if your family is involved in this kind of energy, or your spouse's family is, and you're just finding out about it now, I don't know how long you've been together with them, but you know, the good news is that I feel that it's going to be a step up in your, like now that you have decided you're not putting up with any more bullshit, you're going to find out the truth. And I feel that it's going to be real beneficial for you, and that you deserve to have love in your life, and you deserve to be in a straightforward relationship. So justice is coming through. Really, really interesting energy, Gemini. I do hope this has been of benefit for you. Thank you for your time and energy, and your likes and comments, your shares, subscribes. I really do appreciate them all. I do hope you've enjoyed this new spread that I'm doing. I feel like it's more specific and focused right around that energy for that 1 week of the full moon. A lot can happen during a full moon week. All right, I will be back with another reading. Feel free to put in the comment box below whether you enjoyed this type of reading or not. Bye for now.